Hello, Miss Kay. Can you introduce something about yourself?
I am a mother of 2, a grandmother of 7. I've worked here at Bayshore Lutheran since 2000, so 18 years. And I live in Fox Point, which is the next suburb north, with my husband. And I'm lucky to have some of my grandchildren who live very close, so we get to see each other quite a bit.
Okay. So, can you tell me how long have you been working at the church?
Yes.
Oh, so you said like 18
years.
So, how can you tell me some like the good memory when you first worked in the church?
Well, a church is just a building, but within a church, it's the people. And the pastors that I worked with up until January, they were here for 20 years and retired. And the first time I walked in the building and met those people, a sense of humor was important to me because I like to laugh. And that was actually in the ad for the job, that it's a fun office. And I mentioned that because I used to teach kindergarten.
Oh, cool.
And when you're around 5-year-olds all day, it's always fun. So,
I see.
Anyway, and funny.
Yeah. So, you say like you come to the church like almost every day. So, can you tell me like your daily routine? How's going on? Like,
well, I'm the office manager here, and so I'm here Monday through Thursday from 8 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon. And it's also the church where I worship on Sundays. So I'm here on Sundays where I'm in charge of the Sunday school and the children's choir. And so I'm here on Sundays as well.
Cool. That's a long time. Mm-hmm. So how can you balance your work and your life at home when you spend a lot of time here? Is it easy for you?
I try really hard to leave my work at the office, and when I go home, it's my home life, because my home life is very precious to me. And so I try very hard not to answer any emails, although sometimes I do read them and then mark them unread, so I'll read them the next day. Because every now and then there's something that really needs to be dealt with, because I've been here the longest and know the most. People come to me with questions, and sometimes it's, the lights won't come on in what room, what circuit breaker might that have been. So anyhow.
So along with these questions, if there's a lot of visitors that not usually come to the church that visit you, for asking information, just like me.
Well, not exactly like you, but we do, and by that I mean in-depth questions. We do have visitors pretty much every Sunday.
Okay.
And sometimes it's one person, sometimes it's a family, sometimes it's more than that. And people describe feeling very welcome when they come here on a Sunday morning, which is good. That's how we want them to feel.
So, can you tell me what you feel about the church? Like whenever you come to the church, the first feeling that you have in your mind?
Well, it's different for me because it's also my job.
Okay.
And even on Sunday morning, it's still my job because I teach the kids. However, this past week we had evening services, and no Sunday school for the children, so I was able to just come to worship. And I think that the colors in the sanctuary, the blue is very calm. The clear glass windows instead of a lot of stained glass evokes a calm and helps you to focus on what's happening in worship. And once in a while, I will just go into the sanctuary space just for that centering calmness, because I think the room is very, it's a very calm space with the blue and the white. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so peaceful
Yes.
whenever I walk in, and I just want to sit there and do nothing. Just try to calm myself and find my inner peace. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, talk about the community. What do you think that is the biggest role of the church to the community?
To the community?
Yes.
Well, in today's world, I think a church can be a place where people come and feel, and especially in our church, respected, honored, welcome, safe, and we try our very best to be open to everyone from wherever they come from. And by that I mean sexual orientation, what your religious background may have been, what country you may be from, your economic standing. Everybody is welcome.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, that's what we strive for.
Yeah, I feel like, wow, the church play really important role, like helping people to come together, no matter where they come from, no matter who they are. That's amazing. Yeah. We really love you people like this in the community, and I love to hear that.
Good.
So, can you tell me some special things about the neighborhood that you know the most?
Well, it's Whitefish Bay. It's very diverse economically. There are little 2-bedroom, 1-bath homes to Lake Drive mansions in Whitefish Bay. And I think the one common thing people in this community have is a very strong emphasis on education, good public schools, safety, good services, garbage pickup, and all of those sorts of things are all very well done and organized here. Taxes are higher.
Okay, I see. That's important too.
Yeah, it is.
So, as you say here in the church and the sanctuary near the office, the place that people tend to gather the most.
Yeah,
and
that's when we're not in worship. Obviously, worship is in the sanctuary. Before and after worship, we gather in that gathering space outside my office, as well as in the basement. There's a big fellowship hall with a kitchen and where we have other.
So you cook and celebrate things together.
We do.
That's cool.
You need to come on a Sunday.
Yeah, I love to.
Yes, you should. We welcome you.
Yeah. So can I ask any part of the history of the church that's the most important to the community that you think I should mention?
I am not as familiar with that as I probably should be. I know that it was a small little church, one of the first ones in Whitefish Bay, because we're pretty close to Shorewood, and the city of Milwaukee developed north. So you've got Milwaukee, then Shorewood, then Whitefish Bay, then Fox Point, then Mequon. And all the houses get newer as you head north. And so we were one of the first churches, I believe, in Whitefish Bay, incorporated in 1929. I think, as I said in my notes here, it was a pretty brave thing to do a building campaign in 1929, when that's the year of the stock market crash and the depression starting in this country.
I see.
But they had the faith they could do it, and they did. So.
Can you tell me, like, the average age of the visitor that come to the church? That's right. Huh?
I would say the most visitors we get are young families.
Last time when I came to visit, and I saw a lot of elderly, they trying to work for the Holy Week, and I know, like, is it like?
Well, we have a group that meets here the day you were here called the Cover Girls, and they make quilts to send off to Lutheran World Relief that get sent all over the world to people in need.
Wow.
So they make quilts all year, and then on October, a train comes to town that goes all across the country and picks up these boxes of quilts, and then they're mailed off wherever they're needed.
Wow, that's wonderful.
So those old ladies do that work, and yeah.
So, like, you don't just help the neighborhoods right here, you help everybody in the
Right. Well, we try to.
Wow, that's... oh. I don't know what to say. That's amazing.
Well, that's what, we feel called to do by our faith. So.
That's amazing.
Good.
This is really the first time I do an interview, and actually I never been in church before.
Okay.
Because in fact it's not my religion, so I never went to a church.
Right.
And I actually don't really understand at all. And now, well, I feel that. Wow, I can.
You'd like to know more?
I just want to. Well, I need to know more about this. It's amazing.
Now, do you have any religious background?